Meghan and Harry, these absolute cretins, decide to inject themselves into the devastation in Los Angeles for one reason: to get their faces back on camera and to improve their image. They want people to think well of them, so they decide, what they really need? Us. What they need is us. And honestly, Stu, you go there, you don't make a mention, no, you don't get caught on camera, nobody knows what you did. That maybe that's one thing, although with these two, no. But no, they made sure that they got on camera. They made sure that their names got in the press. And that was the name of the game. First of all, I got one other thing. When you're actually a member of the royal family, Harry and the British population answers to you, sort of, they're your subjects. Maybe they do need to see you during times of tragedy. You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right? Stop getting off on the trauma porn of real suffering in Los Angeles. It's ridiculous. It's offensive. And don't take my word for it. Go and follow the X feed of our friend Justine Bateman, who just went off on these, what did she call them? Disaster opportunists, which is exactly right. Disaster tourists.
I'm going to have to now withdraw that Nobel Peace Prize I earlier offered you after your words on poor Meghan.
By the way, Corinne Jean-Pierre would tell you it's Nobel. It's the Nobel Peace Prize.
The Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prize. And I look, you might say that she's not sacrificing for this, Meghan, but she is delaying her Netflix series for this. This is, she's really invested in really caring about this. I don't know. Maybe she does care. I do think at the end of the day,
she doesn't.
The priorities. The Queen seem to be was dying. Her face on camera.
The Queen's husband was dying, and she went on Oprah and suggested one or both of them are raging racists. She couldn't have cared less. She doesn't care about anyone other than herself, and I include Harry in that. She cares about her image. That's why she's there. That's why she's writing positive messages on bananas to sex workers, which just happens to be on camera. If you want to help the people of Los Angeles, and I know that millions of Americans around the country right now are doing exactly this, you can make a donation. You can participate in GoFundMes. There are all sorts of groups that will help you. You don't have to fly there and inject yourself right in the heart of it on camera where you know you'll become the story. She did the same thing after Uvalde. She flew down there and made sure she got on camera when kids had just died at the hands of a shooter. This is a pattern for her. It's not about charity. It's about her image.
Yeah, I cannot disagree with one part of that. And that's sad because there's no, think of the emptiness of that life, Meghan. Like if that's your job to go around and just think about your image 24 hours a day. I mean, she doesn't even have acting anymore. She's actually picked a profession that somehow is more conceited and more self-indulgent than acting, which is quite the trick she's been able to pull off. Very difficult to do, but she's now doing this. With its constant focus of media attention on her, in this weird idea that she's got these mythical villains that she seems to be fighting all the time. People trying to thwart her, her meteoric rise throughout the world, and it's I don't know what she's doing. It doesn't seem like she has her priorities straight in any way. And look, if she could raise a bunch of money, which she could, and donate it to these people, that would be great. But her going down there and doing something on the ground does absolutely nothing for anybody except the cameras on her. Why doesn't she give him the proceeds
of that Netflix deal? Why doesn't she give him some huge donation from her? She got $150 million from Netflix and Spotify, and that's what led Bill Simmons to call them grifters because they did nothing over at Spotify. Now she still takes the Netflix check. You know why she can't air her special? Because it's all about her Martha Stewart type reinvention in her huge mansion, even though it's not her mansion, it's a rented mansion, trying to make herself into Queen of Montecito and sell us jams and breads and a lifestyle that she's curating. It would be a bit tone deaf for her to release this steps from the ashes, including of her neighbors in LA, her dead neighbors and their community that's been absolutely leveled, people who don't have her 150 million. She can't release it. And Netflix, you release it now at your own peril. That thing needs to wait a year minimum before it hits the airwaves. Otherwise, you'll have people like me all over you for being disgustingly insensitive. All right, we have to move on because there's a couple things we have to hit. So tomorrow we have the Pete Hegseth. Oh yeah, that's
can you imagine that? I would give anything to see her just
literally everybody in the world would watch that.
Tell her that she was going on another show and then she walks in and the interview starts. Any amount of money for that to happen.
Some therapists say that debt can make people feel desperate and helpless. I mean, we don't need a therapist to tell us that. That's obviously true. It can ruin your sleep. It can creep into your relationships. It can wreck your happiness. But there are ways to get help. You don't have to just sit and suffer alone and in silence. Let me tell you about Done With Debt. They have aggressive new strategies to end your debt fast. Done With Debt stands between you and your harassing bill collectors. They tirelessly negotiate to slash balances, eliminate interest, and stop the crushing penalties, all without loans or bankruptcy. Done With Debt has one goal: to wipe out your debt for good. Before you make another payment, consider a visit to donewithdebt.com. Speak with one of their strategists for free and tell them I sent you. But you do need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive and you don't want to miss out. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.